everyone, welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Ms.Sherry A Singh and today we are going to see Current Affairs Part 3. Broadly speaking, our today's session will revolve around these three areas. First of all, today's session will be question based. That is, we are going to see one question and how we can answer it, that we will see in the other part. Then there were multiple dimensions which are associated with one information that appear in the newspaper, maybe in the magazine or anything that you go through for your preparation of current affairs. Please try to understand that basically it is the newspaper from where the other dimensions of current affairs they come out, like the magazines that you say or any other small booklets which are being provided in the market, they all are being taken from the newspaper. The only thing is, in newspaper the information is given in an open manner. But what magazines they do, they compile the information which is relevant for UPSC. Now, if you know this art of compiling the information, extracting the information which is relevant for your UPSC, especially your mains examination, you yourself can create your notes. And for creation of your notes, you should know how to integrate the information. I think since our session first, Current Affairs Part 1, we've been discussing about how to create, how to interlink the information, because anything that has happened, I think I have also said it earlier, it has its forward linkages and backward linkages. Not just this, if any incident it has taken place in India, it will be also having its implications worldwide. Now, when that one small incident, it will also have its implications worldwide, that will become the part of your international relations. We are living in a globalized world. So when we are in a globalized world, we all are interlinked, interconnected. So it is also important for us to understand any event, incident, information in this scenario, right? So question based, all these questions that I have brought up today, they are from mains, UPSC mains examination. And I would suggest you to try attempt any one of the questions that I am going to discuss today, and you will realize that how much it is important that you have to read your questions very cautiously when you are sitting in your examination hall. So I think we should start, and let's see your first question. Okay, so now this question, seemingly it is for your geography, it is about floods, maybe the mechanism of floods, but let's try to understand what this question is asking for you to mention. Major cities of India are becoming vulnerable to flood conditions. Vulnerable, that is, their susceptibility to floods is increasing. Now understand, what are floods? Floods can be caused because of natural reasons as well as because of the human-made or the anthropogenic reasons. Certain areas, they are naturally very prone to floods. But why? The question says it is not certain areas, certain geographical areas. The question says major cities of India are becoming vulnerable to flood conditions. The reason has to be obviously man-made. Because of the man-made reasons, it is becoming the triggering point for other things of which the floods are occurring in a large quantum, right? Obviously, when you say natural made, then the idea will come up to you only of what? Natural phenomena will be of what? Natural will be only climate change. But this climate change is also being supplemented by our own efforts, because we are adding on to the global greenhouse gases. Aren't we doing this? Yes. Major cities of India are becoming vulnerable to flood conditions. Let's see the condition of floods in our country first, then we will try to conclude that why most of the important cities of our country, they are becoming susceptible to more flood-like conditions. So NASA, it has captured a very different and unique picture of monsoon rains bringing flooding to India. All these, you know, that you can see for red and blue, red and yellow in color, they are basically the clouds, the cloudy situation which is in there. Now monsoon rains, it is bringing flooding to India. So who is blameworthy? Monsoon? Should there be no monsoon then? if there is deficient rainfall during the monsoon period, there will be a drought-like condition in our country, which is again a menace, right? But it is the blameworthy only monsoon? No, it is our preparedness. We are not well prepared to control the flood-like situation or floods in our country. The cities, the management, the urban planning, city planning, that is why we are also talking about smart cities. The cities of our country, major cities, they are not well equipped with the infrastructure to control or to have some sort of a barrier in order to control or adapt to the climate change, right? So if there is a flood, there is a flood. No, nothing can happen. Everything that we do, the relief or the other things, they step into after the disaster has taken place, not before. Excess rains plague India. So rainfall during monsoon is becoming more extreme and frequent throughout the country. This is causing floods, claiming lives and damaging property, undoubtedly. Gujarat, UP, West Bengal, Assam, Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka, everywhere there is flooding, and if you see, they are the prominent states of our country. So devastating monsoon floods in Kerala, it was one of the most catastrophic floods that India has ever witnessed. Worst affected districts in Kerala, this can be the factual part of your questions that you can get, that which districts were the worst affected. But weeks of heavy rainfall have caused dams to open their floodgates. Now, role of dams. The construction of dams in fragile region was also being pinpointed at the time when there was Kedarnath destruction, Uttarakhand catastrophic situation when it happened, and triggered landslides in the mountain areas and swamped the complete coastal regions of Kerala. So one flood is not just flood, it is also triggering landslides and other diseases as well. It does not mean that only the water level is rising high and it has inundated the land. No, it is also about the other things, other phenomenon which is associated with flood. So do take care of the mechanism of floods as well, the geographical part as well, and the part of society with you have to integrate it with the recent incidents that has taken place. So Kerala's dams are concentrated in the Western Ghats. Current Affairs Part 2, we have seen that Western Ghats was in news. This is the most fragile area of our country and also one of the biodiversity hotspot of India. It demands protection, not more and more invasion. And it is becoming more fragile. Because of increasing human invasion, problems are occurring in a large manner. Some of the worst flood damage is concentrated in the ecologically sensitive zones. That's pathetic. And then from Kerala, I am shifting to Tamil Nadu, where again there was heavy rain, but because of Gaja. Gaja, it was a cyclone. And also if you see, the intensity of rain will increase gradually at the most places and will be heavy to very heavy at few places. What will be? Because of rain, excessive rainfall, what will happen? Floods. Tamil Nadu, one of the prominent state of our country, also is having most important cities of our India as well. So major cities, because of rise of population, more population, lack of urban planning, we can say lack of urban planning, deforestation, we know these are the coastal states, so the role of mangroves comes up. And we know we are destroying mangroves, right? Yes. So major cities of country of India, they are susceptible to floods. Various reasons are there, but prominently, apart from the natural reason of climate change, it is more or less that we are not well equipped to control the situation like floods in our country. Now the role of National Disaster Management Authority do also come into picture. So please do take care of it because it is a disaster, right? Yes. I hope it's clear to us. And if you can attempt this question, please do it. Second question is about mob violence. Violence is of different category. Terrorism is also one kind of violence. Hitting somebody is also one kind of violence. So violence has its also various types of different manifestations. Mob violence is emerging. It is coming up. It is growing as a serious law and order problem in India. Now this question appeared in 2016 mains examination, and unfortunately even today it is relevant. By giving suitable examples, analyze the causes and consequences of such violence. Why mob violence is increasing? What are the causes behind it? And what can be the consequences of such violent actions? So let's try to understand the different types of mob violence. The first one, which is there in news, is known as lynching. Now, lynching is a form of violence in which a mob would refer to a group of people who are in large numbers under the pretext of administering justice. They proclaim, they declare that there is injustice which is prevailing in the society, and they try to take law and order into their hands, right? Without trial, executes a presumed offender. They presume, they have their own assumption that this person, okay fine, this person is an offender, this person has done something wrong, and this individual should be put to death. Often after inflicting torture and corporal mutilation. They torture the person, they beat the person to death because they feel that this person has done something wrong, a grave wrong to society. The term lynch law refers to a self-constituted court that imposes sentence on a person without due process of law. So there is a blatant violation of fundamentals of law whenever there are increase of incidents in mob violence. Yes, it is okay to happen. It may happen in that area where there is anarchy, but what about in a country which is a democratic country like India? A small briefing about from where the word lynching came. Charles Lynch was a Virginia planter politician and American revolutionary. So from his name Charles Lynch, the word came as lynching, right? So lynching would refer to group of people. They would barge into somebody's house to whom they assume that this person is an offender. They would pull that person out, will beat him to death, or can hang him open in the public, just to show to the other people as well that this fate you will meet if you will do such kind of misconduct. What is it? And you know that lynching cases in our country, they are increasing because of one thing which has become a word of discussion, and it is also under the critical scrutiny of many people, those who are writing their opinion in the newspaper, that is cow vigilantism, or maybe that you know as Gav Rakshaks. Alwar lynching and many other cases are there which are very important for us to know, right? So lynching is one kind of mob violence when group of people, they go to somebody's place and they themselves become judgmental, and they also give their decree, and the decree is most of the times that the person should be pushed down to death. The person should be crushed, trampled to death. We can see. And another kind of mob violence is vandalism. When you think that government is not responding to your needs, to your desires, to your demands, what you can do? Go and you can just pull out, uproot the railway tracks, or you can just go for that, what you call, burn the property, anything that you can do. You can burn the train, anything that which you want, you can just go and you can break it. That is destruction of public property, is known as vandalism. The cases of vandalism, they are also there in our country. We have seen the worst examples in Haryana, the Jat agitation for reservation, where the complete railway tracks, they were being uprooted, right? So why these things, even the cow vigilantism, vandalism, they are growing? Leaving the political masala side, we need to understand that our society, due to certain factors or due to certain actions of the government or the people, those who are in power, intolerance is on the rise. One is intolerance, second is narrow nationalism. I am superior, you are inferior. We are most importantly a secular country. I belong to one religion, and owing to my religion, I should not be killed. Rather, I must be protected. But this basic essence of our constitution, secular, of being secular, it is being violated and harmed every nowadays. And who is responsible for this? This is a different thing to talk about. But yes, mob violence question you can encounter in your mains examination and also in your interview. Right? Because it is a question which propels you to think, why is it happening in our country, a country which is a pluralistic society? So many people belonging to different culture, religion, or other, you can say, races, we all are living together. Once it was been said that India is a melting pot. No, but India is a salad bowl. You know, as in your salad bowl, every fruit or vegetable, it is having its own flavor, aroma, color, texture. So it maintains everything, even then it's been together. So it's not a melting pot, rather it is a salad bowl, right? Major reasons are the intolerance and certain actions of our people, because of which the intolerance is rising. Just an information, further information about, don't you think that social media is creating more menace, or it is helping to create the problem, it is helping to create the menace? Like WhatsApp, one message, one small rumor, you can spread it like fire. And people, because of their little understanding to first analyze the information that, okay, fine, is it right or wrong, they quickly take the action. So May 2017, it was the first point from where the lynching began on the basis of suspicion that this group of people or these two people or this person is a child kidnapper. From Jharkhand, and then we are moving on to 2018, every state perhaps, that is Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Tripura, Assam, West Bengal, they all have encountered, they all have seen the incidents of the worst examples of lynching or perhaps the mob violence in our country. So simple. And why is it happening? The reason is we do not analyze, we believe in rumors, we feel insecure. Why? If there is insecurity, who is blameworthy? Obviously, the administration. Why people feel it is important or it is worthy of taking law into their own hands instead of going to the police station or to the administration? Because they have lost faith in the administration. Again, the question comes for your governance issue. Your GS paper 2 talks about governance. Second Administrative Report Commission, it also says about governance and not governing. I hope I am okay with it. I am very much clear. I should be. Now, from the inner problem of our country, like mob violence, we are going to see another aspect of our internal security, which is associated with our borders. So this is again the terms hot pursuit and surgical strikes are often used in connection with armed action against terrorist attacks. Discuss the strategic impact of such actions. So hot pursuit, it happened in 2015, and surgical strike, it happened in 2016. UPSC was too quick to frame a question and put it in front of you in mains 2016 about hot pursuit and surgical strike. Now, hot pursuit would refer to when you are running behind somebody whom you think that this person is somebody who is a miscreant, a terrorist, a militant, and this person should be caught by you. Hot pursuit, बहुत पीछे पीछे उसके आप भाग रहे हैं. So we conducted hot pursuit in Myanmar and surgical strike in Pakistan. What is hot pursuit? It refers to urgent and direct pursuit of a criminal suspect by law enforcement officers or by belligerents under international rules of engagement for military forces. Now you will say that even in surgical strike you are doing the same, and even in hot pursuit you are doing the same. Then what is that thin line that is differentiating the both? In case of hot pursuit, you tend to convey the government of other country that, see, we are crossing the border because the people, those who are suspect of any criminal activity in my country, they have fled to your border in order to save themselves. I will intrude into your border and I will attack this area in order to get rid of them. This thing we did in Myanmar. Whereas with Pakistan, what we did, I am overlapping it because we know the map of Kashmir, very crucial map of the world, indeed. And what is in surgical strike, you know, doctors, this is a body part, let's say, doctors, they go and they conduct a surgery on this part of the body which is inflicted with some problem without harming the other area. So the other area is not being harmed by the surgery, only the area where there is some problem, some infection which requires surgery, that area has been attacked. Similarly, in surgical strike, when the militants, they are over here and you assume this is Pakistan, our military, it went, it attacked all those terror launch pads without having any harm to their own people and without affecting the other areas, importantly without telling Pakistan. So it is a surgical strike, and that is why this was more in news as compared to Hot Pursuit. Movie is also there on surgical strike, not on Hot Pursuit. This is considered to be a more act of bravery as compared to Hot Pursuit, because you are landing onto the others areas. Israel, USA, they have already conducted many surgical strikes. So a swift and targeted attack with aim of minimum collateral damage to the nearby areas and civilians in surgical strike. Neutralization of targets with surgical strike also prevents escalation to a full-blown war. Also, this surgical strike has been done with huge amount of precision. The precision has been that precisely you have to attack only this area. You cannot squander away the attacks to other areas. This area is affected, you have to attack it. Airdropping special operation teams, swift ground operation, or by sending special troops. Things are getting clear to us? Yes. Now again, present map of Jammu and Kashmir, we are going to see a question which was there again in UPSC mains. To what extent is Article 370 of the Indian Constitution bearing marginal note, double inverted quotes, temporary provision with respect to the state of Jammu and Kashmir? What do you think, what is the meaning of temporary over here? Because it says, to what extent is Article 370 of Indian Constitution bearing marginal note, temporary provision with respect to the state of J&K is temporary. So temporary would refer to one thing which will die of its own after the validity gets over. Another temporary is something that it will continue to go till the time another external action has not been taken place, right? So is it permanent or is it temporary? If it is temporary, then it is temporary of what kind? Therefore, the question says, discuss the future prospects of this provision in the context of Indian polity. So you must be well aware about this information. Article 370, Lakshmikant book, it should be very handy to you, and also try to work on the atlas itself, right? Article 370 was there into news, and we can expect some opinion based question in your interview board. The history, you can read it, and in a nutshell to say that Indian Supreme Court, Honorable Apex Court of our country, has no jurisdiction in J&K. Also, CAG, RTI, RTE and majority of Indian laws are not applicable in the state. Because of Article 370, no outsider can purchase land in J&K, and this was the triggering point of the debate of again Article 370. Whenever you encounter such kind of information in your newspaper, quickly without giving a second thought, try to make it a cut and paste clipping. फटाफट से उसके notes बना लो, फटाफट से उसे highlight कर लो and keep it there safe with you. Instead of hopping from one material to the another to the third, it is better that you create your own notes. I am not saying that you cannot buy any magazine or something. You can buy. They should supplement your own hard work, but you should not completely rely on them. Also, now I'll be moving on to another question about China, but prior to that I want to say, now we all know that students are preparing from YouTube. It's a cult of YouTube that this video, I don't understand this concept, I'll watch a video about it. Stop hopping from one video to another, one channel to another. Try to stick to one, because every faculty or anybody who is going to represent his or her own views will represent one by one. Don't think this person has not covered over here. then I should skip to another one, I should switch it to another one, and then I switch to another one. What you are doing, you're simply wasting your time, money and energy. Try to stick to one. Consolidate your fundamentals and please rely on your books more. Things which are going to be over here, they will remain, they will retain, and they will help you in your examination hall, not the ones that you're reading or you're watching. You're watching it, fine, okay, but try to work hard on your books, on your very basics and CTRTs. Plus your newspaper, I would say I prefer the Hindu, or second option is for the Indian Express. There is no need to try to create one Guinness Book of World Record. I read so many newspapers, 4 वो पढ़ लिए, 5 वो पढ़ लिए, इसका कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Try to rely on the Hindu, and second newspaper will be the Indian Express. Last question of the day. China is using its economic relations and positive trade surplus. China is caught into tariff war with United States of America as tools to develop potential military power status in Asia. In the light of this statement, discuss its impact on India as her neighbor. So whenever you see any question in the examination hall, there has to be some sort of anxiety. You have to control that anxiety and try to read the question twice or thrice. आराम से पढ़ें, कहीं पेपर भागा नहीं जा रहा. And then try to understand what is being asked in the paper. In the light of this statement, discuss its impact on India as her neighbor. So whatever China is doing, China's actions, China is using its trade surplus, good. It is using these small countries to impact India. Why and how India will be impacted? This is the essence of the question. India's neighborhood has been divided into two parts: immediate neighborhood as well as extended neighborhood. When somebody is very close to you and can harm you to a greater extent, that person will attack or will come very close to your immediate neighborhood. Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, name any country, you will find that in the name of infrastructure, China's presence is there. China's invisible presence is there, right? So how it will impact India as her neighbor? The economics of influence, China-Pakistan economic corridor. Because of this reason, India is saying that it is a blatant violation and a shameless action of intruding into my sovereignty. Then Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh. So strategically, China is everywhere. In the name of infrastructure, it goes, then it establishes its military bases. Of the reason, we have to understand one theory which is known as strings of pearl theory. माला की तरह मोती पिरोता जा रहा है. You can see the countries everywhere. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives. China's presence is there. China has also extended its presence to the Horn of Africa, to a very small pea-sized country, maybe smaller than the size of a pea, that is known as Djibouti. Its military presence is everywhere. So it is trying to counter India, because India is also a very powerful country. India is emerging as a powerful country, and India has the potential to become net security provider in the Indian Ocean. China wants to have a direct access to the Indian Ocean, right? And in order to get that, it is taking the help of the countries like Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, and also Pakistan. Gwadar port, it has reached to the Arabian Sea. In order to counter Gwadar, we are there in Iran as Chabar. But yes, one thing is very clear, that China is very close to us. China's presence is there, right? Other things we'll understand in our international relation classes, which I am planning to come up with. And also, I would suggest you to try to attempt any one of the questions which you feel you can do. Okay guys, so this is all, but before we conclude our session, we are going to conduct IS Talent Hunt on February 17th, 2019. So I would suggest you to go there, try to attempt the questions in there. That will give you the real-time experience of being in UPSC examination, and you can also get 100% scholarship on our very ambitious GS integrated program for first and second year college students. Because just after your graduation, if you are going to enroll for this course, just after your graduation, you will be so much prepared to crack IAS in first attempt, just right after your graduation. The only thing is that you have to start preparing side by side of your graduation, right? So that's a small thing, small effort that you will put. It will come to you as a great result, right? And if you have any queries, any suggestions, or if you want me to have more videos, you can send your ideas at sherry.singh@careerlauncher.com, or comment box is freely available to you. Thank you and have fun.